Just a friendly reminder that if you haven't yet rated, reviewed, liked, subscribed, or shared the podcast, there's still time. Those simple acts really help the show with algorithm visibility and also make my day when new subscribers and reviews roll in. So if you want to help me fight the algorithm, small acts of online engagement are the way to go. Thanks to everyone who has booked so far for this round of astrological consultations. I cannot wait to meet with you. If you're wanting a reading, now is the time to book. There's still plenty of spots for May and June, but I will probably take some time off of readings in the height of summer because hopefully we'll be house hunting and eventually moving. So if you're really wanting a reading, now is the time to book. We've got some important astrological shifts happening this week, so let's get into this week's forecast. Happy Taurus season. Today, April 19th, is the official start of Taurus season. This is going to be the first of 3 major astrological shifts. We had all this Aries energy last week in that fiery, beautiful, wonderful new moon. But this week, the bonfire in Aries starts to splinter and die down. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of transits happening within cardinal fire, but the sun leaving definitely starts to shift the narrative a bit. With the sun being in fixed Earth, our consciousness, our awareness, it's all going to be rooted within the realm of Taurus. We're going to start fixating and examining the realm of Taurus in a more conscious way. Venus has been there for a few weeks now, and it's been giving us what I say is passive goodness. Not much else was happening in Taurus while Venus was transiting that area of our lives, but it was domiciled and we did receive goodness in that area of life, even if it was small, even if it was subtle or passive. Less noticeable wins are still wins. Like I said earlier this month, a win is a win. The sun ingressing into Taurus is going to maybe bring more awareness to what Venus has been highlighting. We're definitely going to feel the need to slow down and become more rooted in whatever endeavors the realm of Taurus indicates for us personally. Our consciousness and awareness is shifting to a more deliberate mindset. We're making more meditative moves and cultivating a sense of autonomy or identity that has a really secure base. Again, it's really important to know what area of life this is for you so you can see where you're trying to be more rooted, more secure, and what your awareness is slowly becoming more fixated on. Just because the sun is leaving Aries doesn't mean that Aries energy is gone. There are still plenty of planets keeping the realm of Aries busy and alive. Sunday and Monday are going to bring some heavy conjunctions. We'll have Mars conjunct Saturn, Mercury conjunct Saturn, and then Mercury conjunct Mars. So basically on Monday, there's going to be a massive pileup comprised of Mars, Mercury, and Saturn. They're all going to be sitting around 7 to 8 degrees of Aries. So if you have any natal Aries placements near that range or any other placements in the chart that would be making aspects with that range, you might be going through some heaviness or some intensity this week early on. These conjunctions are going to remind us of the goal we set around the time of the new moon last week. If you didn't set a goal, then these conjunctions will remind you that it might be helpful to have a goal. While Mercury will leave Aries by the end of next week, Mars and especially Saturn are going to be sticking around for a while. So even though Taurus season kicks off on Sunday, the big focus at the start of the week is still the Aries energy and what we have going on within the realm of cardinal fire. Saturn's energy is going to maybe bring delays or cause frustration for Mars's penchant for moving really fast. A lot is happening at once, but we might not be seeing the progress or the fruits of our efforts just yet. We're having to wait and bide our time, which doesn't feel awesome when all we want to do is move on, make change, or get to the finish line. We can view this as Saturn holding us back from taking the action we want to take, or we can see it as Saturn providing opportunities for clarity and building momentum. The choice is yours. I know which one I'm going to be viewing it as. Mars and Mercury being conjunct is like the mind being on fire. We'll be wanting to take decisive action and push ahead with big ideas. I would say that we should do that, but again, Saturn is grounding these two and forcing us to take our time or be patient. So while I would normally be like, yeah, Mars and Mercury, go off, Mars and Mercury and Aries, go off, it's great, wonderful. Not right now, because Saturn is grounding them. So instead of taking action, keep planning, keep building momentum and keep moving ahead in the small ways that you can. For me, this is about the house buying process. Your girl is ready to strike a deal. I'm ready to be boots on the ground, looking at houses, wheeling and dealing, but our mortgage broker is out of the country until the end of the month, so I have to be patient and just do the little odds and ends that I can until we're given the green light. While I'm waiting for that green light, you best believe I'm doing everything I can to strategize and make a plan. I have this plan of attack ready. That way, when the time comes, I can ride into battle confidently and have laser focus on my agenda. So even if the realm of Aries is feeling slow or frustrating right now, especially early on this week, then focus on the small wins and the small adjustments you can make to your plan. I feel like I'm emailing my realtor every other day being like, we don't want this, we want to add this in, change this parameter, let's do this. Just getting ready to go see houses. We haven't even seen any yet. I'm still just getting ready and tweaking everything as I possibly can to be fully prepared for when the time comes. Because when it comes, I know I'm going to be like a bat out of hell and I'm going to be flying towards those houses and it's going to be like, boom, done. But until then, I have to just bide my time and do the small things here and there. And it's the same for you in whatever area of life Aries rules for you personally. These conjunctions early in the week are about strategy. It's very art of war, knowing the enemy, knowing what we're up against within the realm of Aries, and taking our time to craft a really grounded and solid plan of attack. Mars and Mercury's conjunction would typically be about quick wits and thinking on our feet, and there might still be some of that. But with Saturn being there in the conjunction, it's more about long-term solutions or creating an action plan that can be implemented at a later, more appropriate date. So that's the first half of the week. By the second half, Mercury will already be out the door from those conjunctions, and even Mars will be putting some distance between itself and Saturn. So if you're really feeling stuck, annoyed, and frustrated on Monday, it's going to pass. Don't read into it too heavily. It's not that serious. Don't let it dissuade you from the goal. They will come to life. We just need to not let our haste get the best of us at the start of the week. So just be prepared to be irritated and frustrated at the start of the week, in case of the Mondays, so to speak. The second half of the week is actually all about the realm of Gemini. There are two important ingressions into Gemini that happen by the end of the week. But first, there's a conjunction between Venus and Uranus at the tail end of Taurus. This conjunction is notable because 1, Venus is domiciled, and 2, it happens just 2 days before Uranus ingresses into Gemini and ends its cycle with Taurus. Before we talk about Uranus and Gemini and what that's going to bring, let's give Uranus and Taurus a proper exit interview. Uranus is known as the great disruptor. It brings weirdness, upheavals, and sometimes erratic energy to the area of our lives that it touches. We've been working through this Uranus and Taurus cycle since about 2018. Since Uranus has been in a fixed sign and fixed Earth nonetheless, the shifts and disruptions have been more subtle and I'll say stretched out over time. It's been more of a steady transformation rather than a total landslide. The realm of Taurus has been molded, demolished, and remolded since 2018. The area of life that Taurus rules for you is going to heavily impact what this means. My weekly horoscopes go into this for each of the signs, so if you're wanting a deeper dive on how this cycle is wrapping up for you personally, check those out. The conjunction with Venus right at the end of Uranus's time in Taurus feels like a little chef's kiss, feels like a little sweet treat. Venus is both a love and money planet, so if Taurus is a finance or relationship house for you, then this can definitely bring some unexpected good news or shifts pertaining to those things. Overall, though, there's going to be something unexpected that comes our way, and it'll be in the name of how we've molded and remolded this area of our lives. No matter the house, we are all looking for more stable footing within the realm of Taurus due to Uranus's energy. That's what the past 7 to 8 years have been about, remolding this so it's more stable. And we likely came upon this security through weird, roundabout ways, but we've learned a lot about what it means to be secure and how we can further put down roots that grow into something we actually want to cultivate for the long haul. Venus's conjunction right at the end of this transit really does feel auspicious. It's a great way to wrap up the last 7 to 8 years of us working with these shifts in this area of our lives. And then with Taurus season underway, we can consciously engage with this realm of life through fresh eyes. It's kind of like a fresh start. When one chapter closes, another one begins. That's the great thing about astrology. The story is never ending. Both Venus and Uranus will ingress into Gemini just a day apart from each other. This will bring the sweetness of Venus along with the erratic, unpredictable nature of Uranus. So the ingression will be a soft landing. And we did have a preview of this energy with Uranus and Gemini last year, but this time it's here to stay. Instead of working on stability and securing our footing, Uranus is going to be pushing our minds for the next 7 to 8 years. Mutable air is very different than fixed earth, obviously, but those differences are going to be made very apparent with how Uranus moves and brings change. I said before that the changes within Taurus have been subtle or stretched out over a long period of time, making them decently manageable, not life-altering overnight. I'm sure there were some things that were jarring because that's what Uranus does, but it was something that was manageable and we were able to work with incrementally. The same cannot be said for Uranus and Gemini. Uranus and Gemini will embody the true chaotic nature of Uranus, so we can expect a good bit of mind-altering things to happen over the next few years. Since this is Gemini, anything and everything is game for Uranus to upheave. It'll mostly pertain to mercurial themes like learning, sharing, the exchange of information, teaching, speaking, writing, our minds, our thought processes, the systems that we're in, and those systems being destroyed and then reshaped again. How we speak and connect within the realm of Gemini will be changed and disrupted. We're going to have to work around these disruptions and adapt. I think that's going to be my buzzword for Uranus and Gemini, adapt. We need to adapt to the changing social media climate, how we receive and send information, how we connect with others, and how we stimulate our minds. Adaptability will be key, especially because this is a mutable sign. We'll cover Uranus and Taurus more as the transit takes hold and makes aspects with other planets. It is going to hit a potent trine with Pluto and Aquarius at some point, but these generational planets move hella slow, so that's another story for another day. This week starts with us spinning our wheels and needing to focus on a plan of attack rather than the execution of the plan, and then it ends with a major transit coming to a close, but not before we get a little unexpected sweet treat from Venus. If you feel like sharing, let me know in the comments how Uranus and Taurus has changed your foundations or some of the shifts that you went through to find your footing within that area of your life over the last 7 to 8 years. As always, thanks for tuning in and being here. I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning into this week's forecast. If you want a more detailed look at what this week's astro weather holds for you personally, go to my website, moonmattersastrology.com, and sign up to receive my zine. You can also find me on Patreon by searching for Moon Matters. The best way to keep up to date with my work or to book a reading with me is to sign up for my mailing list on my website. I'll meet you back here next week, but until next time, later days.